What's good, everybody? It's John. I'll come back at you on another video. So with this video, I want to highlight an important idea that actually might be contrary to what you've probably been taught or what you believe. And it's the idea that there is more than enough in this world for everyone. You see, it's easy for someone to believe that there's not enough for people because you might see people that's struggling, or you might point to economics, because economics is effectively like the study of scarcity, right? Because you have supply and demand, and so it can't be that there's more than enough for everybody, because then if that's the case, economics wouldn't exist. And if there's more than enough, then there wouldn't be people struggling, there wouldn't be this and that, right? I'm here to tell you to debunk all of that and to explain to you that there is indeed more than enough in this world for everyone. First and foremost, what you need to understand, like, there's people who believe that the billionaires, the wealthiest people in the world, that these are just people that are greedy and they're not sharing their money, and because they have so much money, they're taking away from the money from everyone else. It's not true, right? And I'm going to explain. The reason why people might think that is because they think that money, like all the money that exists, that there's like a finite amount of money, that there's just a finite pool, and that if you have some, then you're taking away from everyone else, right? They believe it's almost like the crabs in a barrel mentality, where it's like, in order for me to win, you have to lose, or if I win, that you have to lose, or if you win, then I have to lose. And it's not like that, right? Everyone can succeed, everyone can win simultaneously, because there's more than enough for everyone for it to go around. Like, what you need to understand is that money is a human creation. So money is an abstract idea, is not as real as you think. And let me explain. Because if we rewind back a thousand years, like several thousands of years, there was a time where money didn't exist, right? We used to barter with each other, which means that each and every one of us would have our own products, and we would trade products with each other. That is how the economy functioned back then, before the existence of money. So we would have a salt vendor, there would be a clothing vendor, they're called textiles, right? Someone else would be a vendor selling ice. Someone else would be a vendor selling meat, right? And all of these different vendors would trade with each other. And it worked for some time until people realized that it was a very inefficient system. Because let's just say someone was selling meat and you had salt and you wanted to trade your salt for meat, but maybe the meat vendor didn't need salt, but they wanted textiles. So you would have to trade your salt for textiles and then trade the textiles for the meat. And then it became a complicated system, right? So they decided, everyone agreed, it's like, hey, let's create something, a currency known as money, right? That it can be coins, it can be paper, that we all agree collectively that this holds value, that this holds weight, that we can use this to exchange it for anything. So it simplified the process, because then rather than having to, trade 2, 3, 4 different times to get what you want, you can now sell your goods for money. And with this piece of paper, with this currency, right, we can now use it to pay for anything. So it simplified the lives of everyone else. This is the same idea here, right? If we were in this civilization, this society with 8 billion people, but with no currency, things would get very complicated very fast, right? So money effectively serves as the middleman of exchange. So previously, when we would exchange products, right, we would essentially be exchanging value, right? Because the meat vendor would need salt to protect their products, and the salt vendor would need meat to eat, right? So we're exchanging value. So money is simply the physical representation of value. Now, people think that the billionaires are greedy and they're taking the money away from everyone else. But what you need to realize is that if money is a physical representation of value, and these billionaires have the most money, then that means they have the most proof of value that they've delivered, right? To give you an example, if I go and get a haircut at the barbershop, right, the barber will cut my hair and then I would give him money. I would pay for the service, right? Because he provided a service to me and I paid him. Now he has proof that he delivered a service to someone, right? The same idea with these billionaires, right? The billionaires, I'm not referring to the ones that were like, and that inherited their money, right? But obviously that person, whoever they inherited their money from, got their money from somewhere. But the billionaires right now who own these companies, they're the wealthiest in the world because they have the most money. They have the most evidence or proof of providing value to other people, right? If we use Elon Musk as an example, Elon Musk owns Tesla. And if you look at Tesla, right, of course, these are electric cars, and they can sell from anywhere from maybe $50,000 to $100,000. Let's just say each car is worth $50,000, right? If we were to If let's just say Elon Musk has sold 1,000,000 Teslas, that means 1,000,000 cars that were each sold at $50,000. If you do the math, that's a lot of money, right? Of course, even if you subtract the labor cost and like the cost for all the materials to build the vehicle, right? That's still a lot of money. So it makes sense why he's one of the wealthiest people on the planet, because he has a track record of providing value to other people. Because the only way you could ever earn money in this world is by providing value to other people, is by serving other people. So he's been able to serve other people at a large scale. Even if the billionaires, right, because there's people who think, oh, that billionaires, they have so much money, they're greedy, they're taking it all away from us, right? Even if, right now in present day, there's a wealth disparity, right, between like the lower class and like the wealthy, right? Even if we were to reset the disparity and evenly distribute all of the money evenly across everyone, the reason why it would be a waste of time is because the wealth disparity would end up reverting right back to where it is now. And it's because money doesn't solve money problems, right? Someone who is struggling financially, right, it's typically the result of someone who doesn't understand financial principles and make irrational decisions, or they're always spending their money. So if you're always spending your money, which is leading to your financial struggle, then having more money is only going to amplify that issue, right? So when it comes to money, there's not a finite pool of it. There's not. Money is actually infinite because we created money. Just like how I explained to you, we started off bartering, just trading goods, but we created money to simplify the process. We as humans created money. So that means if money is our creation and our invention, we have the power to create as much of it as we want. And if money is a physical representation of value, right? There's no limit to the amount of value that we can provide to one another. There's no cap on that, right? And so you're seeing where I'm going with this, right? Because there's no cap on the amount of value we can provide, and there's no cap on the amount of money that can be created, because remember, like money, 8% of all the world's money is physical. It's pieces of paper, it's coins, right? Only 8%. That means 92% of the money is digital. 92% of the money is simply numbers on bank statements or digits on a screen on computers. So what's stopping the governments from just adding another zero at the end, right? Nothing. The amount of money that we have today is not the amount of money that was in circulation or that existed 1,000, 2,000 years ago, right? So obviously more money can always be printed, more money can always be created, an extra zero can always be added at the end of a computer screen. So when I say there's more than enough in this world for everyone, that is indeed true. There is more than enough. It's just if someone hasn't been experiencing enough, it is simply because they haven't been providing enough value to other people. They haven't been providing enough value to enough people. They haven't been prioritizing their focus to serve other people. That's why, right? That is the explanation for it all. You need to have your focus be to serve other people, because that is the only way for you to earn, right? The reason why, if you're watching this video and you're employed, the reason why you have an income and you earn an income from your job is because you serve your employer. And you serve your employer by selling your time and your energy and your effort and your labor to them, and they compensate you, right? Because you're doing something for them and they pay you in return. So That's how you earn money, because you're serving your employer. Now, there's a lot of people out there who they operate with selfish intent, selfish ways, and because of that, they're not serving other people. So if you're not serving other people, how can you earn from other people? How can you ever earn, period? Right? You can't. You won't be able to. That is how the world works, because the world is an economy. That means money is always in circulation and is flowing. So the only way for you to get into that flow is by helping other people, is providing value to other people. Think of the whole bartering system. If one vendor has salt, another vendor had meat, another vendor had textile. If I told them, hey, I want this shirt, right? The textile, I want this shirt, but I won't give you anything in return for the shirt. The vendor is not going to give me the shirt, right? It's because I need to also give them something in return for the shirt, so then we can make that exchange. But if there's only one party that's capable of making an exchange, chances are an exchange won't happen or won't take place. That's how it all works, right? This is why there's more than enough in this world for everyone, because there's no cap on the amount of value that we can create and provide to one another. And you can provide value to other people because human beings are creatures with unlimited wants and needs. We have unlimited desires, which means that there's always going to be opportunity to provide us with value, to provide each and every one of us with value. So if you're able to provide value to other people, then you will be compensated for it, right? Because then that will allow for an exchange of value to take place and to happen. So everyone is capable of providing value to someone else, right? It can be done. So that means if everyone focuses on serving other people and helping other people, then they will also begin creating financial wealth and abundance, right? That'll begin flowing into their lives. And then from that point on, right, they'll begin to experience abundance for themselves. And then they'll realize that there actually is more than enough. So typically, in a lot of cases, when people are not experiencing abundance, it's because they're not focused on serving other people, helping other people, solving their problems, delivering them happiness, improving the quality of their lives, right? We are all capable of doing that. So it's not like, you can't look at it as money, that it's a finite resource and these billionaires, they have so much, and then they're taking away from our ability to earn because they have all the money. It's not how it works. More money can always be printed, more money can always be created. So don't even entertain that. Stop thinking about it that way. We can create value because we are creators. We have the ability to create anything. The ideas that we have and hold in our mind, we can bring it to the surface, right? Creation is the foundation of this world and this universe. So you should be creating so that you can be providing value to other people and be compensated in return. This is why there's more than enough in the world for everyone, because there can always be more money that's created. There can always be value to be provided to other people. And as a result, there's always opportunity for you to be able to participate in this economy so that you can earn. It's just a matter of awareness, right? That's all it is. It's just a matter of awareness. Like, if you haven't been experiencing financial wealth or abundance in your life, it's not that you don't have access to it. It's just that you haven't been aware of it and haven't tapped into it, right? Me doing these videos is showing you that I'm tapping into this because I'm providing you with value and I'm sharing this information freely with the world, right? I'm letting you know that you are powerful, that you are capable of this, that you have the power. You were given this at birth, right? The most important tools and the skills that you've always needed, you were given that at birth, right? You were given a mind. You were given the ability to think. You were given the ability to have ideas, to create, to do all these wonderful things. So wealth has always existed within you. It's just, if you haven't experienced it, it's just because you probably haven't tapped into it. And if you haven't tapped into it, it's probably because you weren't aware that it was available to you at all times, right? So this is why there's more than enough in the world for everyone, and you shouldn't question it. And if, once again, it's just a matter of assisting someone and having that person realize that they were in fact capable and they are in fact good enough and they are worthy and they can serve the world, right? You watching this video, you have the power to serve the world. Don't think that I'm some, creature that's way better, more confident, more this, more that. It's like, no, we are human beings. We are the same. So you are just as capable as I am, and just as capable as, doesn't matter how much money someone has, that doesn't make them better than you. They're human just like you. They put on their pants one leg at a time each and every day, just like you. So you are equally as capable. You have always had wealth within you. It's always existed and it's always been available. You just have to tap in and be aware. This is why there's more than enough in this world for everyone, because you, with your infinite ideas and your infinite creativity, you can, you always have the power to create, and you can infinitely make more value. You can create, you can do all these things to serve people, which means you have access to unlimited wealth, and it's just a matter of you tapping into it, right? And providing that to other people. So that wraps up the video. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like and subscribe, as we're on the road to 1 million subscriber, guys. Also, in the link in the description is the link to my website with my brand new book that I just wrote. It's titled From Poverty to Riches: How Anyone Can Create Wealth. This is a book that's going to change it all for you financially, because it has all of the important lessons. It also ties personal development in to help you get from wherever it is that you're at financially to wherever it is that you want to go. So once again, Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.